Diceocracy is a medium-weight strategy board game for 1 to 4 players with a playtime about 90 to 120 minutes, depending on player count. The game features game mechanics such as dice drafting, dice manipulation, area control, set collection, and secret missions. The goal of the game is to win the election for your candidate by getting the most votes. And in this game, the people voting are dice. Okay, so let's jump straight to setup and then I'll explain how to play the game. You can skip ahead by using the timestamps below. Randomly place the 8 district tiles according to this pattern. Use the side with 4 printed dice symbols for games with 3 to 4 players, and the side with 2 printed dice symbols with games for 1 to 2 players. Roll and randomly distribute the demography dice in the square spaces on the district tiles. If playing with fewer than 4 players, remove 2 dice of each color for each missing player and leave an empty space for each missing player on every district tile according to the symbols. If you're playing solo, check out the rulebook for specific solo setup and rules. Thoroughly shuffle all card decks and place them beside the district tiles. Draw and place 4 advertising cards and 4 political stunt cards face up between district tiles like this. Give each player a candidate board, a summary tile, and player components of 1 available color, placing them like this. Place the Twilight Congress board next to the district tiles together with the vote tokens, and place 2 of every player's candidate cubes in the bottom spaces of the Twilight Congress track. Randomly decide upon a first player and give that player the first player marker. In clockwise turn order, each player picks a candidate tile and decides which side to use, placing it in the slot on the candidate board. The candidate tile gives a candidate bonus of either 2 popularity within the depicted demographic group or 2 votes for each die follower of the depicted demographic group you have on the candidate board by the end of the game. Randomly give players a personality tile of each background type. The players decide which side to use and place the tiles in the slots on their candidate board so they form a 2-word underscored description. The personality tiles immediately give players starting bonuses, the flash symbols here. So in this case, 2 advertising cards and a bump on the money track. And they also decide the personal candidate actions. Deal 5 secret agenda cards from the deck to every player. Each player decides upon 2 secret agenda cards to keep, discarding the others to the bottom of the deck. End the setup by shuffling the deck once again and decide which mode to play. In the standard mode, you can't impact other players' reps on district boards or their die followers. In the interactive mode, you can move other players' reps on district boards with the rep influence action, but you can't impact their die followers. In the spicy mode, you can move other players' reps on district boards with the rep influence action. You can also impact their die followers with the manipulation and focus action. 1 money can always be used to cancel an action involving your rep or die follower. Make sure to choose the mode that your gaming group are the most comfortable with. As I like to say, don't order spicy if you can't handle spicy. Okay, so let's learn how to play Diceocracy. The game is divided into 9 rounds, and in every round the players take turns in clockwise turn order, starting with the first player. A play turn consists of the following. Step 1. Send out a rep to one of the 8 district tiles. Each district has its own blend of demography dice and a unique action that your rep may use. The glitter pink dice are first-time voters, the foggy blue are young adults, the translucent greens are adults and the marble orange are seniors. The printed dice symbols count the same as demographic dice, with the only difference that they cannot be changed or moved. Step 2. Take a demographic dice from a district tile and leave your rep in its place. The rep will increase your influence in the district and will activate the district action. Step 3. Place the demographic die on your candidate board and make it your die follower. The die follower will activate an action on the candidate board in the same row or same column, following an arrow. Dice followers are used for political stunts and secret agenda goals. Step 4. You will then use the action from the district tile and the placed die follower in any order. In this example, I will use the action of the upper precinct to draw a political stunt card. When gaining a card in the game, you may take a card from a face-down deck or a face-up card that's adjacent to a district you have a rep in. In this case, I only have one rep here, so the only face-up card that's available to me are the more jobs one. But I think I can manage that, so I will take the card. And when taking a card from the face-up display here, you always immediately replace it. And for the die follower here on my candidate board, I can either gain an advertising card, but I already got 2 of them. So I think I'm gonna use the column action here, which is popularity. When gaining popularity, you advance 1 step on the track here. It increases my popularity within that specific demographic group. In this case, the first-time voters. So for each of the pink dice, even the pre-printed ones on the board, I will gain 1 additional vote for each rep that I have in that specific district, or all of them if I have the majority. So let's check out what other actions are available to you in this game. You can gain 1 money by fundraising. You can use the focus action here to change a die on a district tile or a candidate board by 1. You can use manipulate to re-roll a die and decide if you want to keep the result, also on a district tile or on your candidate board. You can do a demographic exchange. You can swap a die from a district with another district. You can use your follower influence, swap a die follower from your candidate board with a demographic die on a district tile. You can use your rep influence and swap one of your reps on a district tile with a demographic die on a district tile. If you notice the little heat symbols here, that's the impact of the mode you chose to play. And finally, you may always choose to not take a district action and instead give the first player token to a player. If you do, you turn it around to the dark side, and once a new round starts, you flip it up again, starting with the new first player. Or you can draw a secret agenda card and discard a secret agenda card. Or move position of a die follower on your candidate board here. Step 5. Finally, you may play 1 advertising card and 1 political stunt card at the end of your turn. Advertising cards usually cost money and give you additional actions and other benefits. Political stunt cards demand certain requirements of your die followers, but give you extra votes, funding, or popularity. In this particular case, my die followers here, they need to have a minimum value of 6. So I can combine several die to reach the value. And I need to have the minimum value of 3 of the pink die followers. If I do, I will immediately gain 5 votes. And in this particular case, I need to have this pattern here on my candidate board of die followers. I may rotate it if I wish. So if I were able to place 2 of the blue dice here, I would be able to pull off this political scheme and gain 2 popularity within the senior demographic group here. So how do you win? Well, after 9 rounds, the game ends and the candidate with the most votes from the following categories wins the election. Votes from political stunt and advertising cards. Those are scored throughout the game using the Twilight Congress board. Votes from the district tiles, and those are scored at the end of the game. The player with the most reps in a district gains votes based on the total pip value of all the die, the pre-printed as well. If tied, the players share the votes rounded up. The player with the majority will also gain votes from the demographic colors of each demographic die in the district. Each die will score the value reached on the player's popularity track within that demographic. If there was a tied majority of reps, the players may only gain votes from half of the dice rounded up. The player decides which die to score. Players with reps but no majority in a district gain votes based on their popularity track value only. For each rep, they may score the demographic color of one demographic die, not including the pip value. So if we're looking at the Harbor District here, the teal player has the majority, so he will gain 23 votes from all the pip values of the dice. He will also gain votes for each of the die based on his popularity tracks here. So for the 3 orange senior dice, he will gain 4 votes for each of them, making it another 12 votes. The green dice, he has 0 popularity, so he will not gain any votes from them. The single pink die, he only have 1 popularity, so he will only gain 1 vote for that die. The players with reps but no majority may score 1 demographic color from that district based on their popularity. So the purple player here will score the pink die based on their demographic value and gain 3 votes. The red player will score the green demographic and gain 5 votes because he has reached the value of 5 in popularity within the green adult demography. Players will also get votes from their secret agenda cards. So in this case, I would get 6 votes for each pair of pink and blue die I have on my candidate board. So I have 3, making it a total of 18 votes. For my other secret agenda, I will get 5 votes for each die with the number 3 I'm adjacent to. So I'm adjacent to 1 here, and finally 1 here, making it a total of 15 votes. And finally, I will get votes for my candidate tile, depending on which side I used. In this case, I will get 2 votes for each pink die I have on my candidate board. I have 5, so it will gain me another 10 votes. So that's how you play Diceocracy.